السلام عليكم طلابنا بالصف الثامن. اليوم حيكون عندنا الدرس الخامس reported speech الكلام المنقول. Peace be upon you dear students. Let's start. Reported speech or indirect speech. So today you are going to learn how to use reported speech, as you can see. So when we report what people say, we need to make some changes, and first of all I'll teach you how to make these changes. So first of all we need to define the type of the sentence. First of all we need to define the type of the sentence. For example, if the sentence is a statement or a question, and when we talk about questions we can talk about general question or WH question. So pay attention. First of all we need to define the type of the sentence. Now the second change that we need when we want to report someone actual words is to change the subject pronoun, object pronoun, or possessive adjective. So first of all we need to define the type of the sentence. After that you need to change the subject pronoun, object pronoun, possessive adjectives. And third change is to change the tenses, or we can say the back shift of tenses. So to change tenses from the present to the past according or depending on the introductory sentence. Now the fourth change is to change the expressions of time and place, or the references of time and place. Let's talk about each change in details. So the first change will be to change the pronoun. The first change will be to change the pronoun, and here we can talk about subject pronouns. For example, let's read this example for you. Susan, I work in an office. So here Susan is talking about herself, and she is using the subject pronoun I to talk about herself. I work in an office. Now imagine that we want to report her actual words. So first of all the first step is to change the subject pronouns. So in this case, and depending on the doer of the action, who is Susan in this case, we need to change I into she. For example, if I was talking, I, your teacher, your English teacher, so in this case you report saying he, and here in the case of Susan we change I into she. So the first change will be to change the subject pronoun, and you can read here Susan said. So in order to report we use this verb, Susan said that. Now as you can see, that is between brackets because it's optional. So Susan said that she worked in an office. So the first step, dear students, to replace the subject pronoun or to change it from I to she or from I to he, depending on the situation. Now let's read these changes in this chart in order to simplify things for you. So I, he or she. Pay attention, dear students. We change I to he or she, we to they, my, and this is a possessive adjective, his or her, your, my, our, their, me, him or her, as, them. So you need to memorize these changes by heart. Now let's talk about tense change or back shift of tense. When I talk about back shift of tenses, I mean to change tenses from present to the past. And here I'll start reporting statements. So as I've just told you, here we can report statements or questions. Now I am talking in this first part of this lesson, I am talking about how to report statements. Pay attention, how to report statements. So I am teaching you how to report statements, not questions, because the second part of this lesson will be about reporting questions. Now let's read the tenses and how they changes. Always we change simple present to the simple past tense. For example, you all know what is the form of present simple. It's the first form of the verb. So I work at Toyota. I work at Toyota. Here the verb is underlined for you. The verb here is underlined for you. I am highlighting it now. It's in front of you. I work at Toyota. In this case, he said that, or she, he or she, depending on the situation. So I work at Toyota. He said that he worked. So change the simple present into simple past. In the first change, to change the simple present into simple past. So what is the second form to make past simple? It's a regular verb. So we only need to add ed. So I work at Toyota. He said that he worked at Toyota. Now another example. Present simple negative. I don't work at Honda. So he said that he didn't work at Honda. Here, as you can see, we are changing the present simple to the past simple tense. I am a manager. He said that he was a manager. I am not a salesman. He said that he wasn't a salesman. Now another change. Pay attention about the tense used in the introductory sentence. For example, if it is in the present progressive, we change it to the past progressive. So always the back shift will be from present to the past. So present progressive is changed into past progressive. And here, I remind you about the rule of making present continuous or present progressive. So am is are plus present participle or to add ing to the base form. So I am cleaning my house today. I am cleaning my house today. Now, what is the form of the verb in this example? It's the present continuous. So in this case, we need to change it into the past continuous or past progressive. It will be, in this case, he said that he was cleaning his house. As you can see, he was cleaning his house that day. Another example in the present continuous form, I am not going to work today. Here, present continuous negative. He said that he wasn't going to work that day. So we change the present continuous into past continuous. Now, Maha is dancing in the show. Maha is dancing. What is the form of the verb? It's a present progressive. And here, we change it to the past progressive. Ali said that Maha was dancing. She isn't singing in the show. She said that she wasn't singing in the show. Now, another change. We change the present perfect into past perfect. So always, as you can see, dear student, we change from the present to past. This is the basic rule when you report someone actual words, to change the tense from the present to the past. First of all, we change present simple into past simple, present continuous into past continuous, and now present perfect into past perfect. So what is the main rule to make present perfect in English? We need verb to have present plus the third form of the verb, as you can see. So I've already seen the movie. I've already seen, pay attention. Have plus the third form of the verb. So in this case, we need to change into the past perfect had seen. So this example would be, I've already seen that movie, would be in the reported speech. She said that, don't forget to use that, and it is optional. So I put it between brackets. So she said that she had already seen that movie. She said that she had already seen that movie. Another example, present perfect negative. I haven't heard that song before. I haven't heard that song before. And here it would be in the past perfect tense. She hadn't heard. Hind has called. So we'll change into Hind had called. So we only replace have or has with had. Now, as the last example, he hasn't left any messages. She said that he hadn't left any messages. Now, what about present perfect continuous? And the form will be have or has been plus verb plus ing. It would be in the past perfect progressive. So, Ryan has been exercising. Ryan has been exercising. She said that Ryan had been exercising. Now, he hasn't been studying. He hadn't been studying. Maha and Lynn have been working. They had been working. They haven't been sleeping. They hadn't been sleeping. Now, what about the simple past? And it's very important. So here we are talking about a different case when we have the tense in the introductory sentence in the simple past. So you all learned that if it is in the present, we only need to change it to the past. Now, what about simple past? Did you ask, dear students, this question? Did you ask yourselves this question? If the sentence in the simple past, what do we do? We change it to the past perfect. We change the simple past to the past perfect. For example, these examples are in the past simple. So here we use the second form of the verb. I saw my friend. She said that she had seen her friend. I didn't see Maha. She said that she hadn't seen. As you can see, the verb in the second form is replaced to the past perfect, namely had plus the past participle of the verb. I was late. He had been late. I wasn't on time. He hadn't been on time. Now, what about modals? So here in this case, we change them to the past And in this case, I'll read some examples for you. I will. So when you report this modal verb, you use she would. I will, she would, for example. I won't go, he wouldn't go. I can dance, he could dance. I can't swim, he couldn't swim. There may be a problem. She said that there might be a problem. There may be any milk left. Here, there might not be any milk left. Now, what about have to, has to, and must? They are all changed to had to. For example, I have to clean my room. He said that he had to clean his room. I don't have to clean the kitchen. He said that he didn't have to clean the kitchen. And those modal verbs do not change. Would, could, might, ought to, or should. We don't change them. So, I would like a sandwich. He said that he would like a sandwich. I couldn't go to the party. He said that he couldn't go to the party. It might rain today. The weatherman said that it might rain today. You really ought to do your homework. The teacher said that I really ought to do my homework. You should be nicer to your sister. My mom said that I should be nicer to my sister. And now we'll talk about very important change the time and the place references, to change the time and the place words. For example, when you report someone actual words, we need to change time and the place words or references. For example, now. In the introductory sentence, you read now, and here change it to then or at that time. Today, that day. Tomorrow, the following day or the next day. Yesterday, the previous day, the day before. Next month, the following month or the next month. Next year, the following year or the next year. Last month, the month before or the previous month. Last year, the year before or the previous year, here, there. So I repeat for you the information quickly. First of all, we need to change the subject pronoun. We need to change the subject pronoun. The second, to change the possessive adjective or object pronoun. The third step is to change the tenses as you read in the chart. And the final change is to change the expressions of time and place. And by this, we have finished reporting statements, and in the second part, you will learn how to report questions. But before I finish this lesson, I'd like to tell you that you have a homework to change these sentences into reported speech, and they are all statements. Let me do the first one with you. So, rewrite each of the following sentences, and this will be one of the most important questions in your final exam. Rewrite each of the following sentences, starting it as indicated without it changing the meaning. So he said, here I am talking about reporting a statement. He said, many other similar cases were explained in the last few years. Many other similar cases were explained in the last few years. First of all, you need to define the type of the sentence. So what is the type of the sentence? Is it a question or a statement, namely affirmative or positive sentence? As you can see, we can find a full stop at the end of the sentence. So you are reporting a statement, a positive sentence. And in this case, we only need to change the subject pronoun. So in this example, we don't have a subject pronoun. We only need to change the form of the verb. Here, what is the form of the verb? Where explained? It's past, simple, passive. Pay attention. Not only past simple. Past simple, not past simple active. It's past simple passive. So here we change the past simple passive into the past simple passive into past simple or past perfect passive. So we change the past simple passive into past perfect passive. And in this case, were explained would be had been explained. So what is this form? It's past simple passive. I repeat again for you. What is this form? Past simple, but pay attention, dear students, passive. We need to change it to past perfect passive, and in this case it would be had been explained. Don't forget to change the references of time and place. And here, last few years, we use the previous few years. And this was an example done for you. I ask you as a homework to do the rest of the following sentences. You can read them, write them, and do them. Thank you very much for watching Only important note, don't hesitate to contact us or join us on mobile via WhatsApp application between 6 and 8 p.m. in order to answer your question. If I am speaking quickly, you can use normal speed or low speed as you want. Thank you very much for watching.